it is required that for you yourself, you must be able to group your expenses are how we are using the money. You must be able to group your expenses in a way that allow you to appreciate those expenses. There's no hard and fast rule about how you call an expense. But then they must be grouped in a way that allows you to put every expenditure under a certain title. And so you may call an expense like wages and salaries. So all the overtime you pay, all the money salary you pay goes into that expense. So that everything that has to do with giving money out, allowances to your staff, goes in there. You can call an expense like travel and transport. So all the transportation money are going there. If you are involved in distribution, you can have a distribution expenses. So all the car that will cut your goods from your shop to the consumer and all that. You can go an expense like, let's say, cleaning. So you yourself should sit down. Even your private life, you can go expense like feeding home, lunch, rent, electricity, offering and tithes because you go to church, gifts. So accountants want to make sure that you create expenses in a way that makes you understand whatever you are doing. So that at every point in time, you can tell how much you have spent on each of them. So if I have expense like travel and transport, and on Monday, I spend two Ghana. On Wednesday, I spend 3 Ghana on travel and transport. That's 5. On Friday, I spend 1 Ghana. That will be 6. So when you ask me, how much have you spent on travel and transport for the week? I will tell you it is 6 Ghana. How much have you spent in a month? It is 24. 4 times 6. So an accountant will always want to keep, and that's how GRA wants you to, let's say, do it. And that's how you want to do it for yourself. So by the end of 6 months or 3 months, as we are saying here, you have a fair idea that between just January and March, you have spent 80,000 Ghana cedi on travel and transport. That's a huge amount. So you are like, where did I go? If I'm spending 80,000 on travel and transport, then why won't I buy a car? So that is where accounting becomes informational, accounting becomes strategic. If I've spent 20,000 on lunch, then why won't I make my wife set up a restaurant by my company? So all this money will go to my wife. I'm recycling the money and we are becoming richer at home than doing 20,000 and giving it to a third party. So that is the world of accounting, where we say accounting can help you and perform let's say, month. If I spend about 50,000 on cleaning, then why won't you set up a cleaning enterprise where the money you are paying to another person will be coming to you? Because you now will employ people in Takoradi who don't have any job to do. And what they do is to clean the premises of your company. When you pay, you are paying yourself. So the money does not go to another individual. So accounting is so important that when you begin to do these things, you find ways and means to make sure that the business you are doing will benefit yourself. So right from this morning, let's begin to think of the expenses we have. Even the goods that you buy, for each of them, it become an expense, let's say, line. So we may say purchase of milk, purchase of water. So these are all expense, let's say, lines. If you sell to, let's have sales of water, sales of, let's say, sugar, so that you can compare how much you are buying the item against how much you are generating when you sell them, to tell whether each of them is profitable or some are running you into losses, so that those business lines, you can drop them. But because you put all together, you only see a sale of 10,000. The cost is 80,000. So for you are making profit of 20. But for all you know, some of the lines are making losses. So it's better to take them out and to increase the sale of the other. Your profit will be more. Right? So accounting is nothing but a simple recording of the things you do. And it must be done effectively. Somebody must realize that you are doing it on a daily basis, and it must be done on a daily basis with certain documentations to support. So for all your sales, make sure there's a receipt book you are issuing, or a computer printed receipt, let's say, receipts. For all your expenses, you must have a payment voucher. Designing a piece of, let's say, paper, where if you are paying somebody, Ibrahim, I'm receiving 20 Ghana cedi for travel and to transport, for paying electricity, for water. So that document must be, so any money that goes out of you, there must be a paper saying that this money has been paid. That's what we are calling a payment voucher. And you can design one for yourself. There's no law that says that all payment vouchers should follow a certain order. No. It is only an evidence that you as a businessman has dispensed with some money. And so whoever is receiving the money must sign. It can be your own staff receiving, let's say, money to go and buy electricity, right? So he signs. When he goes, he'll come with a receipt. Because you go and pay the bill, and the electricity company will give you a receipt. So then you come and attach the receipt. So anybody knows that we give 10 Ghana to pay electricity, and the receipt is attached. If you are going to buy the things you sell, all right, Ibrahim, I received 10,000 Ghana cedi to go and buy sugar and salt. When I come back, wherever I want to buy them, I must come back with a receipt. So because you may not be doing some of these things, it's possible your own staff are cheating you. Right? So it's important that these things are done. And that's what we call the source document. Even when you deliver, when you are giving out goods, some of you here uses waybill, right? You give waybill. Waybill is also a source document that goods have been issued. When you also receive the goods you are selling from the suppliers, they give you a waybill. It's also evidence that you have received them. Then you must also keep record of your suppliers and of your customers who buy on credit. Your suppliers are given to you on credit, so you must keep accounts for each of them. So for each of your supplier, open a book, a page in a book where the person's name is up there. Nestle, Azar Paint, MTN. Have them for each of them. So anytime MTN supplies to the item, 5th of March, receive 2,000 buckets of paint at 1 Ghana cedi each. The value is there. The day you pay him, also write 18th of March, paid Isaiah 20,000. Your life is easier when you are dealing in accounting and you can show anybody with documents that when I pay you anytime, I write it down. The level of confusion and argument virtually disappears. If anybody deals with you and in his mind, Papa no cannot on Shedan Jindi, you are doomed. Sometimes even when they know what is right, will pretend, because most of what they do is that I will call name. Francesca, how much do we owe you? I know the balance. I'm sitting in front of the balance. Francesca, how much do we owe you? And I say, oh, you owe me 50,000. But my record says I owe you 70,000. It's not a blessing of God that God can make my balance reduce. I won't tell you, I owe you 70. I owe you 70. It is when I owe you 45 and you say 50, then I'll get angry. You're lying. I'm coming. Let's account. But if I'm owing you 80 and the blessing of God has touched me and my debt has come down, then an angel of God has appeared, writing off some debts as bad. Who am I to say that the figure you're quoting is wrong? But you see, the moment I do so, I have affected your business. So when God is blessing me, you are a losing. And so at one point, I'm giving a testimony to God, and you are binding demons. How can we have such a confused God? So it's not about God here. It's about record keeping. You keep the recording well, and life becomes easier. The other thing you need to do is to also keep record of your assets. When the accountant talks about an asset, then we are talking about resources you control because they bring you benefits. And so you must take time to make sure your assets are properly recorded when you buy them, or even when you get them as let's say, gifts. So assets are the things that you are using to generate, to do the business. For examples being the vehicle you have, the furniture in your office, the computer you are using, the land you have, right? The investments you have, the money at bank. You must be able to get an accurate value of them. So as business people, most of you will buy these things and you lose the receipt. Anytime you buy any, it can even be a projector, make sure you keep the receipt as much as. I know that in Ghana, some receipts may even fade. And so thank God for a scanner. Scan them and keep them permanently. Because you are doing account for a businessman and you ask him, how much did you buy the car? 20,000. And yes, sir, you don't car 20,000, sir. And 20,000, 50 pesos. Anytime anybody does account for you for a GRA and the figures are ending in perfect zeros, we know the account have been imagined. Hello? They are imagined accounts. No account. Agree, but they are limited. They are in the exception. You see, they are in the exception. So occasionally you may buy something at 80,000 NCD, but not every item. Most time is 79,550.2. Because we don't ask them for a receipt. So when you are dealing with people, you're asking them, you always find that if I ask you to go back to your office and pull 10 receipts, I can bet that maybe only one that the figure will be round. And even that, even that one, it is a bargaining between you and a corner business.
So most of us who trade, we do the bargaining and we always get it with a low fee.
Good. So see, that one may be, but why won't we go to a case where we are running a business and things are based on not just negotiating alone, but proper price less a target, so people don't come and negotiate.
Those of us who do the proper trading, we bargain on everything.
All the time.
And those who buy from us also bargain on what we say.
Right.
So we always try to round it up.
Okay.
When you go to GRA, they will say no, they will not accept it.
Yes.
They have to also understand.
Yeah.
Some of us are market women, we bargain.
Agreed. But because the running figure sounds to us more like not being uniform, we call it consistency. Because if I bought this from you and it is one CD, it should 1 CD to me and 1 CD to her. But when we go into bargaining, then most time I may buy it at 1 CD, she may buy it at 80 pesos. And the consistency you are looking for will not be there. So sometimes you want to go the business from this our usual traditional way of business to say, let's have a formalized business more. Well, when we come, this is 1 Ghana for all. But say, I'll do it for 1 Ghana for all. But then I will introduce a discount. So we may still give a discount. So I'll introduce a discount down there. And the other thing I want to say that it's possible that when we do this traditional business, because we've not done accounting, we've not seen the effect of this negotiating on your performance. So it's very interesting to do an account for you to see how negotiating with different, because some people can really bargain to reduce the amount, and that is eating into your profit.
When I think I'll get something out of it.
Yeah, you are only getting something from how much you bought it, but you've forgotten about the other expenses for the business. So I bought this for 80 pesos. Oh, my bag, okay, my money 80 50 pesos. Okay, but you've forgotten you have a sales girl you must pay. You've forgotten you have electricity you must pay. You've forgotten about the rent. Those ones are fixed. You don't negotiate with the landlord. Hello. So that's the thinking. So you need to be careful about how business is. So that's how you go to a good shop and the tax are there. So yourself, it's either you buy it or you go out. But if you are buying in bulk, then they will introduce a discount. So, this is one of the essence why we are having such a workshop, in order to formalize how we do our work and to make sure that we can grow the business the more. So, it is key. Yep.
Yeah, in the
Sorry.
negotiable market.
Yes.
One observation I have made over the years is when assuming I want to increase the price of a particular container of a product, if you